our success shows in you.
All right, good. How'd you guys like that video? Isn't that pretty cool? We did that in-house. That was the in-house video. And the reason why I start off the presentation this way is that IMTS, they had a contest. They said, promote your booth in your company in 1 minute, and we'll go ahead and put it on our website. We'll have a contest and vote for your best video. So we actually came in 3rd place with that video. And it was all done in-house. Everybody in that video works for DP Technology. It's free. So no actors or any outside. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I just got a brief presentation here. We're going to talk about we are Esprit, we love what we do, and our success shows in you. That's our tagline, we love what we do. And the reason why I want to start off this slide here, I've got a number here. It's 1984. Why do you think I have a number up there? Anybody have any ideas? All right, this gentleman, okay, guys, let's make this a little exciting here, okay? This is the last presentation of the day. They're going to kick us out at 5 o'clock. I got a couple coffee mugs I want to give out, okay? So what I'm going to do here is watch the presentation, and I'm going to ask a question at the end of the presentation. If you know the answer, shout it out. I'll toss you one of these great mugs. Is that a good deal? Huh? I got 3 to give away. I'll give them away before the end of the show. So we're going to get started here, and again, this is important, because remember, guys, you got to listen here, because maybe in your test. 1984, why do I have that up on the screen here? Okay, that's the year we shipped out our first seat of a Esprit license, okay? Why do we want to talk about that? Well, I think it's important. If you're looking to buy camp software, you're looking to buy any type of product, you want to know something about the company. First of all, you want to know how long they've been in business, right? Because the past is a good indicator of the future. Secondly, you want to know where they are today. Can they solve your needs? And third, more importantly, you want to know where they're going to be in the future. Because when it comes to software, you really are investing in the company, aren't you? Because every year we come out with a new release. So it's important to find out where they've been, where they are today, and where they're going. 1984, our goal is to provide you, the CNC programmer, with the quickest and most accurate way to program parts. That's been our goal since 1984. This is our goal here again today, all right? Not only that, what we're able to do here is as machines now become more sophisticated, the goal is to be able to be as efficient as possible with these machine tools, okay? You buy a sophisticated machine, you want to be able to make that as productive as possible. So, where are we today? Today, we've been in business for how many years? 26 years. You might want to remember that because you could win yourself a mug. Been in business for 26 years, and we have how many customers? 52,000 customers. That's a pretty large number, isn't it? And today what we're going to do is we're going to show you about Esprit 2011, okay? So if you're a customer of ours, I'm going to be showing stuff that you're going to get, all right? And if you're not a customer of ours, by the end of my presentation, you're going to be one. I promise you, all right? And I want you to be 52,001, okay? All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the challenges that we have today, okay? As we know, our industry is changing, isn't it? Right? And it's not only changing linearly, it's actually changing exponentially. Thank you. It's been a long day. Yes, it's not only changing linearly, it's changing exponentially. Why? What are some of the things that are changing now? Well, we're not only competing domestically now, we have to compete what? Internationally, the world is flat. Okay, what's happening to energy costs? We all know what the price of oil is doing. Energy costs are going up, aren't they? And what's happening with labor costs? They're going up too. So we have these challenges in front of us. Now we also have other challenges too. What's happening to the parts we're machining? They're more complicated, and they're more extreme. They're getting larger, and in a lot of cases they're getting very, very small, right? And they need to still hold very tight tolerances. Also too, the machine tools that we're using, they're becoming a lot more sophisticated too, and also there's a demand on the cutting tools. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what's new inside Esprit 2011. What are we offering you, our customers, to make your job as a CNC programmer or a manufacturing engineer simpler and easier, right? That's why you buy camp software, to be as efficient as possible, quick and easy, accurate code. All right, so let's take the first thing here. IGES, all right? The industry standard before solids was what? It was surfaces, right? And a lot of companies today still use that type of platform for surfaces. However, it's easier to use solids. Right? So now what we're able to do is you're able to bring in your IGES files, and what's the spree going to do? It's going to knit them into a solid. So it's going to make your job as a programmer even easier now because, again, it's very simple and very easy to be able to program utilizing solids. Also, too, what are we doing for you? We now support assemblies, okay? Again, in the past we were able to support the part models out here, but more and more as things grow, you want to be able to utilize the assemblies, and again, we're able to give you that capabilities. You ask for that, and we've given you that. Now, let's take a look at this here. Now we're showing you some tools here to help you when it comes to machining your part, all right? And I love this part of my presentation because I get to talk poorly about design engineers. No, because this is a manufacturing show, isn't it, right? Now, if you think about it, if you bring a part in like this and you don't know there's a problem with it because you don't have a spree, right? You bring a part in and you look at it and you say to yourself, it looks good. You go ahead and you put your tool path on there, you send it out to the machine tool and you cut it and you look at it and you see, wow, there's a line here. Where did that line come from? The problem is it came from the design. There was a flaw in design. There was a problem with the tangencies there, okay? What happens is, in the industry, we have a saying, G-I-G-O. Garbage in, garbage out, right? So what we've done now with this spree to make you more efficient is we've given you a way to analyze that geometry of the part to see if there's any wrinkles in there, any curvature problems, any tangency problems. So did you guys see right here, there's that line there? That's what's causing the problem. So what's great about a spree is now you're able to recognize your problem even before you put toolpath on there. You go ahead, send it back to the design department, ask them to change it. Also here, look at this, we call this the porcupine. So you guys probably think we've got a zoo full of new technology, right? No, but this is our porcupine here, and what's able to do is show you the normal to the surfaces because it's very important that these are accurate. And again, if you have a problem, you can go ahead and send it back to the design engineer to ask for a change before you go ahead and machine the part. Now, this is a new thing we added too. It's called a heat map. Let's take a look here. What this is doing is it's showing you the curvature of our part model. Why is that important? Anybody have any ideas? Well, think about it here. This gray here is showing I have no curvature there. So that means it's what? It's flat. It's vertical. Okay? So then I know that I can use a flat end mill to go ahead and clean that area up here. But here, this blue is not only blue, but it's varied in color. So what I know that I'm going to have to go ahead and use 3-axis machining on that, and I'm going to have to use myself a ball nose end mill. Does that make sense? Also here, look at this curvature right here. It's solid green. We all know it's one color, and we actually know the radius of it here, so it will help me select the tools for my machining. Okay, our job here is to make your job simpler and easier, right? That's what CAM software is all about. Also here, as remember, I talked about parts becoming more complex. We're giving you a way to analyze the tool path in any area within the software, okay? So if I want to just take a look at what's going on right in this little area right here, I can go ahead and identify that in the spree, and I have a little toggle button that I can go back and forth and actually see the motion of the tool to see if I have any problems. Pretty good stuff? Come on guys, work with me. Isn't that good stuff? There you go, thank you. All right, now, more control, more power, more flexibility. This is what you want out of the CAM software. This is what we're giving our customers, okay? Let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. This is incredible stuff, really great stuff here. What a spree is able to do is retain the link here and actually give you the feature tree from your design software, okay? Why is that important? Well, you need more than geometry to machine a part, right? You need to know tolerances, surface finish, material type, hole type. Your design software has that. Your CAM software should be able to identify that. And we do that within a spree, and we call that our spree FX. FX stands for feature exchange, spree FX. Okay? Now, what we can do here is we click on that, and then it automatically identifies the what we want to machine. Okay? The what is the area that we want to machine. The second thing is how. That's the machining process. But what's great about a spree is we have the ability to teach a spree how your company machines parts. Okay, think about it. I've got 4 gentlemen right here, 5, all right? Now, this gentleman here has been around for a long time. He has all the knowledge here, and you always come to him because he's the one that knows how to machine the part the right way, right? Wouldn't it be great to take that knowledge, to put it in the software package here, that now all 5 of you are machining the part the same way, right? So here again, we're doing that within what we call our knowledge base. So what happens now in terms of your programming? Your consistency goes up, right? The quality goes up, and also the productivity goes up because your job is now very simplified, all right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and simulate this here. What's really amazing about here, I'm going to start here, and we have our new stock automation, and it's actually going to simulate the part actually in the state that I select. So I don't want to see that roughing area, I just want to see that pocket, and that's where it's going to start. Okay, pretty amazing stuff here. Well, why am I showing you one pocket? Because what I want to demonstrate to you is Esprit retains the link to the CAD model. So what does that mean? That means Esprit is associative. So if that CAD model changes, Esprit recognizes that change and gives you the option to go ahead and change that. So again here, I say, okay, it's changed, update it. What's now updated? The solid model has changed, the feature associated to that pocket is now changed, and our toolpath has been generated automatically. That simple, that easy, that efficient. Isn't that good stuff, right? Being able to bring the design tree in, that's right, we call our Esprit FX, teach Esprit how your company machines parts, that's using our knowledge base, and again, retaining that link between the design software and the manufacturing software, that's what we call associativity. Okay, let's see what else we have that's new and exciting. You get a chance to go in the building here, you maybe go over to the EDM pavilion over there. What you're going to notice is a new technology, and that's the whole reason why you're at the show here today, right? Your company sent you here, you're out looking for what's going on, what's new technology out there. And again, we're going to show you how we're using the new technology within these machine tools to help your company be more efficient. One of the ones I want to talk about, as I mentioned over in the EDM pavilion, is what you're seeing now is these manufacturers are adding a rotary table onto an EDM machine. An EDM machine is a machine that has a thin wire, you have 2 wire guides, and actually erodes material, okay? As opposed to conventional machining, milling and turning, which uses shear force to remove material, okay? The advantage now of adding a rotary table here is that we could spin that part to remove the material. What's the advantage? Well, if this is very hard material and a very small part, if you look at that neck there, okay, it gets quite small. If I hard turn that or I grind it, it's quite expensive. The shear force on there, if I need to keep really tight tolerances, I'm going to have a problem. Now, what we're giving you manufacturers is the ability to go ahead and cut that part on a wire EDM machine, and it gets it to the size you need and is able to keep the tolerance that you want, okay? Here we're showing you that we give you the condition databases of all the leading wire EDM manufacturers out there. So the first thing when we come to EDM turning, we call it, or turn and burn, is that you want to go ahead and first, go ahead and put a rough pass on there to remove as much material possible. And then the second thing here is you want to go ahead and put that finish pass in there as it finishes, okay? Now, the next thing I want to show you, what's very popular, is now indexing. Indexing is then taking that part and identifying the various slots here. You can see here, I got 4 slots that I need to cut. If I didn't have the indexing on the machine, I'd have to have 2 setups. I'd have to cut it in the 90-degree position, rotate that my part, and cut it in the 0-degree position, right? If I have an indexing table, the Esprit can recognize that automatically, and now it's done. So it saved you an additional setup, hasn't it? Okay? Now, let's take a look what's going on here. This is my rough turn, okay? So if I'm doing my spinning here, I want to remove as much material as possible. Now think about it. If that material is expensive too, I'm able to rough it out, drop it into my tank, and reclaim and recycle it. You can't do that if you're using a turning operation because of the coolant. It's going to be more difficult. There's our spinning operation here, and then again, I'm going to go ahead and machine those slots at the end, and again, showing you EDM turn and burn. All right? Pretty cool stuff, guys? Huh? Good stuff? Yeah, all right, good. All right. Now let me show you what else they're doing out here, and this even gets a little more complicated here. This is called turn while burn. So you have your XY moving, your UV moving, and simultaneously as you're moving those axes, you're actually turning the W axis on your rotary table, okay? So, do you see the world of opportunities this is going to give you? All right. Think about how to go ahead and program a part like this without this capabilities. You're going to find it very, very difficult. Okay. Maybe you have a part that has very large taper angles that exceed the limit of your machine. Now you can use a rotary table to be able to cut that. All right. So again, these machines out there have this capability. Your CAM software better have to be able to do that for you, and this is what it's all about. Making your job as a CNC programmer simple and easy. Okay, here's another thing that you might go out to the halls here. They're introducing a machine now. This is a 6 rotary axis machine, 6-axis machine with 4 rotary axes. Okay, now, as you can see here, this is the B axis of the machine. All right, that's one rotation of the axis. The tool is another axis, but that's locked. That won't come into play in this part here. So the other two we have is the sub-spindle. That's the C axis that spins that allows us to do our turning. But here's what they added. It's the sub-spindle we call the BW axis, okay? Now I have 3 rotary axes. I have my X, Y, and Z axis. I need to lock 1 or 2 of them depending on what I'm doing here. And what I want to try and show you here that Esprit has the capabilities of doing that for you, all right? Advanced technology. New machine tool out there, Esprit is able to do that. I challenge you to go out to this show here and ask any other CAM software, I have a machine with 4 rotary axes. Are you able to program it? 9 times out of 10, what they're going to do is they're going to say, go talk to people over at the Esprit booth because I saw their demonstration. We can't do that yet. I'm serious. Okay? Something else I want to talk to you about is 5-axis machining. Why? Because it's very, very popular. All right? Because as I said, parts are becoming more and more complex, right? And the price of these machine tools are actually dropping now, okay? So now a lot of companies now are investing in this type of technology. And what I wanted to talk about here is that Esprit allows you to do this type of process very simply and very easily. Why? Well, first of all, we have 30 different cycles when it comes to 5-axis machining. 30 different ways that's going to help you machine those parts, okay? Now, one cycle that we have is specifically will help you in terms of machining lists, impellers, bevel gears. And that's a 5-axis roughing routine specifically designed for that, to make your job easier. Also here, we have something we call it composite cycle. It is patent pending, no one else has that. And that's going to help you go ahead and do some blade finishing there. You're going to have a couple options on how you want to finish the blades. Also what Esprit has is new is we have a hub finishing cycle too, to get inside that hub to finish that out. And if you have a splitter in there, of course, Esprit will recognize that and be able to adjust the tool path based off that splitter in there. So again, 5-axis machines are very popular. You need to be able to have a CAM software to be able to do this stuff very simply and very easily. Here I'm showing you swarf cutting. You might have a taper end mill here to be able to get in those corners, and Esprit is able to do it. This next slide here, you want to pay attention to this because I guarantee no one else can do this, guys. All right? This is 5-axis pinch milling, okay? This was developed in cooperation with machine tool builders out there and also a leading university, okay? If you see what's happening here is that our sub-spindle here is doing the semi-finished pass, that's doing it 4-axis, and then my upper turret is doing the 5-axis simultaneous pass, okay? Again, that's the finished pass. I've got about a 15 millimeter lead lag difference in there, okay? Isn't this amazing technology? Think about it. Your machine tool is able to do it. Now you are able to cut that because your CAM software can do it for you, all right? Some amazing, amazing technology out there. Again, remember I talked about you want to know where the company is today and are they going to be around in the future? Are they giving you the technology you need? Here's an example of a milling machine that's able to do turning, okay? And again, doing 5-axis on that part. Also, the lines are getting blurred between milling and turning machine because here is a lathe that's able to do milling. With the B axis, you're able to do 5-axis simultaneous milling, okay? And that leads me into my next slide here because I want to talk about mill turn machines. Because mill turn machines are very, very popular now. Why? And I don't care if you call them multi-function machines, multi-taxing machines, Swiss-style machining centers, mill turn, a B-axis, one and done. It's all about doing what? Milling and turning on one machine. Why are these machines so popular? Because what do you think is going to happen to your productivity? You're going to increase your productivity, aren't they? Also, your quality is going to increase. Why is your quality going to increase? Because setups, right, you're able to do 1 or 2 setups, so you're reducing the number of setups you're able to do. Again, very, very popular machines out there. However, their advantages can be their disadvantages because of the complexity of the machines, all right? But not if you have a spree. A spree is going to let you be able to program those machines very easily and very efficiently. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have to have these 5 components are very, very important when it comes to programming a mill-turn machine, okay? If your CAM software doesn't have it, you're not going to be able to do that as efficiently as possible. You're not going to be able to do it as easily without if you had a spree. Because this is what a spree gives you. Spree, first of all, gives you one integrated programming environment, okay? You're probably asking yourself, what's this guy talking about, one integrated programming environment? Well, let me explain it this way, all right? In the past, you had milling machines, right? So your CAM companies designed milling programs around a milling machine. And over here, you had lathe machines, right? And you designed your product around, your CAM software around a lathe machine. Not thinking that the guys over here are going to combine the two together and make mill-turn machines, right? So unfortunately, there are many CAM companies out there that are still doing milling and turning separately. They haven't combined them together. Not a spree. We have one integrated program environment, one user interface to be able to do programming of the milling and turning. That's going to make your job a lot simpler. Second thing that we have is the ability to easily synchronize and optimize the machining operations, okay? And we do that with our sync list here. And again, a way to orchestrate very, very easily and very efficiently to increase that productivity of the machine. Third, this is very important, to be able to have dynamic simulations. You want to be able to see the exact kinematics of your machine right in a virtual reality environment right there on your computer, okay? Why is that an advantage? Okay, 2 advantages. First of all, if I can simulate that machine, how it's going to look out on the floor, okay? If I have a crash in my computer, what's that going to cost me? Nothing, right? Nothing happened. But if I have a crash out of my machine tool, what's that going to cost me? A lot of money. Also, too, there's no need to dry run your machine. It'd be crazy for you to go ahead and improve your code out there because what your machine tool should be doing is cutting parts, not dry running your NC code. Which leads me into the 4th thing that's extremely important. You need to have an accurate NC code. How do we ensure that? Okay, we ensure it by 2 ways. We've been doing this for a long time. Okay, we've got many customers out there that are using a spree. But also what we've done is forge relationships with the machine tool builders out there, and we work with them hand in hand to ensure that the NC code is correct because they're using our software to program their parts on their machine. So that ensures that the NC code is correct. Because without a correct NC code, your software is worthless. And the last thing here is very important, is to be able to have factory direct technical support. Because as machine tools and parts become more and more complicated, right, the need to have reliable customer support is only going to increase, okay? Very important component when it comes to purchasing these machines. So let's go ahead and take a look at these 5 components here first. First of all, again, remember, you want to have one integrated programming environment, right? To be able to do milling and turning in one application. You don't want to do milling, get out, and do turning the other one. Okay? Secondly, what you want to be able to do is easily synchronize your machining operations. What does that mean? That means to optimize the utilization of your spindles, of your heads, or of your turrets, okay? So, if I have a machine here that has an upper turret and a lower turret, I want to be able to have them machining at the same time if it's possible. So in case here, in this part here, I'm drilling holes on the top and bottom. It would be crazy for me to go ahead and use my upper turret to go ahead and pop those holes, rotate it 180 degrees, and then do that again. I've got that lower turret sitting idle here. A lot of companies are doing that because they don't have a spree. They are not able to program it to the full potential of their machine tool. Again, you have the upper and lower turret here. We're showing you pinch turning. Okay. Not only is it going to increase your productivity and your efficiency, you're actually going to get a better part, right? Because you're going to stabilize the 2 forces on the top and bottom as the part cuts. Also here, we're showing you synchronized turning. Again, utilizing the turrets of your machine, making your job very simple and very easy, increasing the efficiency of the machine tool. Here, I'm showing you how it's all done. It's done by a sync list. And I'm showing you here, it's very easy to drag and drop one operation to another to add a sync code, because it's adding the sync codes and wait codes, which enables you to give you the efficient way of programming these parts. And to make sure that you've done everything correctly, we're giving you a time study. So here you'll be able to see the utilization of your turrets. So if one turret is machining and the other one's sitting idle, you're going to be able to see that in there and take a look at how efficiently you're machining it. And if they're off, you can go back and do a spree and make some changes so that you're able to machine that as efficient as possible. Now, last here, is you want to be able to have dynamic simulation. Remember, I said it's very, very important to be able to see not only the part, but you want to see the tooling, you want to see the turret, you want to see the spindle, you want to see all that information in a real-time environment to actually see how that machine's working. Also, too, which is nice, is you have various windows here you can open up here to actually give you a closer view here. There's one that has 3 windows. Here's another one here down at the bottom. I have a close-up on my sub-spindle, and I can see what's going on my main spindle there, okay? So, pretty amazing stuff here, guys, right? So as I want to wrap it up here, I have one last slide, and we're going to wrap things up here, is that, remember I talked about the need for factory direct support, the need for support is increasing, right? How are we able to differentiate ourselves? How are we different than any other cam company in this pavilion? Why? Is because we have centralized support. What does that mean? Suppose you guys live in here, maybe you live in Montana, and you have a question regarding the software. Most other companies, you have to talk to somebody from Montana, not a spree. We have a centralized support system. You call us in, and what happens is that we route your call anywhere in the country to the application engineer that can handle your problem. So again, you have a question regarding the Maze Act, you may very well talk to Derek Patrick. Derek Patrick is a DP employee, works for a spree. However, he's very knowledgeable when it comes to the Maze Act machine. He is so knowledgeable that he actually works out of Cincinnati, Ohio, which is right across the river from Florence, Kentucky, where Maze Act is headquartered out of it. Okay, so you see how as complexity of the machines and parts become more and more, the need for factory direct support grows, right? Okay. It's 5 o'clock. They've asked us that we're almost ready to leave here. So I've got a couple things I want to give away here. So I hope you guys were listening to my presentation, because I want to give these coffee mugs away. All right? Okay. So does anyone know? I'm going to ask a really simple question here. No, okay. I gave a video at the beginning here about the IMTS video. What place did we come in? Does anyone remember what place that video came in? No, that's okay. That's a hard question. All right. Okay, if I want to teach a spree how my company machines parts, what do I use? The spree, what's it called? Knowledge base. There you go. You got yourself a cup. Good. Excellent. All right. How about this one? For 5-axis machining, we have how many cycles? Did I tell you? 30. That's right. Who said 30? There you go, sir. All right. Okay, I have the last mug here. Let's do this. Let's make it fair for everyone, because you may have not been in my presentation the whole time. Let's do this, okay? And I'm going to ask Shelby. She's right here. She's going to be my judge, okay? So you're going to have to do it to her. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to go a spree, and then you're going to say, what's our tagline? What is it? Okay, now whoever says it the loudest will win this mug, okay? So I'm going to give it here to Shelby. So let's do one practice round. A spree is
the right choice!
Wow. Okay, so let's do it for real now. Ready? Let's go. She's going to give this away, whoever's the loudest. Ready? 1, 2, 3. A spree is
the right choice!
All right, there you go. You got it. No one wants to compete with this guy, do they? All right, thank you. Thank you so much. I can't say enjoy the show because it's over, but it will be here tomorrow if you want to have any questions about our software. You guys have been a great crowd. Enjoy your prizes. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye now.
Drill sergeant. What is it? Drill sergeant.
The right choice!